Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing the 3 marker challenge. This is me rolling my eyes at myself with Sharpies. If any of you are unfamiliar with this challenge, basically what I'm going to do is, with my eyes closed, I'm going to pick 3 random markers out of here, and then I'm going to create some artwork with them. I just got a new sweater, and I'm so excited. I did swatch them in my previous video. I'll put a little bit of footage in here as well, just for you guys who think it's satisfying. These are the color options. I am going to leave out black and the 2 metallics because these just don't combine, like the ink doesn't combine, and I may use a black fine liner with some of the drawings. I'm gonna do 3 different pieces in this video so you guys have a lot of variety, some fun stuff to watch, not just one little thing. So let's get into picking. It actually wouldn't be fair if I just shut my eyes and reached into 3 different compartments because I sorted these and I know where the colors generally are. So many people have done this. I don't know what the official rules are, but I'm going to pick from each one and then we're gonna put those in a pile. Was this hair hanging from my sweater the entire time? You guys are just gonna have to trust that I'm not looking because I'm not about to put a blindfold on. So 1, oh my gosh, if I miss any, I'm sorry. 2. And why did I think this was a good idea? I just organized my Sharpies and now I'm just messing them all up. My eyelids are fluttering. I don't even know how many compartments there are. We have a mix of warm and cool colors, so I think I did a fairly decent job there. Although we have 2 of the same blue and we didn't get one from this section. Here are all the contenders. Now I have to pick 3 finalists. I don't know if this has been done before. I'm gonna throw them in the air and whichever one I catch is gonna be the first choice. Light pink, yay! My cat bit this one. Here we go for number 2. Red. Pause the video really quickly and comment which color you think is gonna be the 3rd. Ready? Get hype. Number 3. Okay, I missed. 3! It's the last. I swear. I see you guys. Ready? Blue. Pastel pink, red, and blue. Let's see what happens. Before we get into the art piece, if you never want to miss out on quality content like this, be sure to click the bell to turn notifications on and subscribe. I post here every single Friday. All right, now let's get into it. As I mentioned, there are going to be 3 drawings / doodles in this video. First, let's start out with the bow, which I am basing off a sticker in this new sticker book that I purchased recently. What a shocker, right? But I just really love bows, and I figured this one would be a pretty good warm-up to do. I do have pencil lines down for this. Now, depending on your personal interpretation of the challenge, some of you may be okay with it, some of you may be disappointed in that, but from my perspective, I'm just doing this to have fun. Obviously, you can see that I'm using the red Sharpie to create the darker spots on the bow or the shadows. There's not a lot of variation to this ink. I can't really build up the color. It's 1 opacity for the most part. So there's not going to be a whole lot of blending going on with this piece, but that's okay. I knew that using Sharpies would pose a challenge, but I was up for that and I'm ready to expand my art ability, I guess. So that's one reason I kind of looked to the sticker book and thought, what can I do with kind of patches of color and more color block style as opposed to blending? And this bow is a perfect candidate. Once I drew in all the red areas, I went over everything with pink, and I mean everything. I actually colored on top of the red because I thought that that would quote-unquote kind of blend it a little bit better. I don't know. I thought it would just make the colors mesh a little bit better and maybe possibly bleed a little bit of the red ink into the pink. Not sure that I accomplished that at all, but I think it still looks pretty good and pretty similar to the sticker that I was referencing. So again, just outlining all the other areas that are not colored in yet and making everything pink. Now by this point, I had to decide how exactly I wanted to incorporate the third marker, the blue, into this, which is pretty dark. So on my scrap sheet here, you can see that I tested out the two different ways that I could possibly add the blue. One, to create more of a shadow, or two, as an outline. And as you'll see here, I did choose the left option, which is to go back into the shadows and create more depth there. And this also holds true to the sticker design because that one did not have any outlines. So I don't know, I just thought that this was the better looking option all around anyway. So I am going back over all the red, but making sure to leave a little bit of an outline with that red so all three colors are present. It's pretty interesting that the red and the blue on top of one another create almost a black color. It's such a deep violet or purple hue that it is almost black. So basically they create a brand new color. But if you look really closely, you can see a couple spots of blue in the shadows. Now let's move on to the feather. And for this one, I'm going to tackle it a little bit differently. I'm going to put different sections of colors so all three are visible as opposed to just having like the red and blue blend. I'm going to have them both be in their true form as well as a little bit of blending. So I started out with the blue, then the red, and finally the pink at the top. P.S. For all you Wreck This Journal lovers, I did post another episode. A lot of people didn't see it because the thumbnail has been messed up and still is. So if you missed that, I will link it in the description box and the iCard. Alright, now back to the drawing. Once the base layer was all down, I did go back over every single color and create more lines and just try to give it a little bit of texture. So here's what it looks like at this point. I decided to use a black fine liner here because why not? I mean, I want to see what it looks like as a finished piece as opposed to just doing a Sharpie outline and making it look really, really awful. These particular Sharpies, they kind of bleed a little bit on the paper and spread out, plus they're not thin enough to get a very fine detail. So this black fine liner worked perfectly. I am going around and creating an outline as well as some feathery texture on the inside. I even kind of did an ombre type thing where I made the tips of some of the parts of the feather darker and then faded it into the color. So there's a lot going on here, and I'm pretty happy that I did decide to incorporate the black into the piece. It actually looks like a finished piece and something that I could potentially like make a sticker out of. I think it turned out pretty cool. Now for the third and final piece, I'm doing a freestyle drawing. So no pencil lines here, no outlining of any sort. I'm just going right in with the Sharpie marker, the red one. And I'm creating a bunch of squiggly lines, which, I don't know, kind of look like crackers at this point, but you've probably figured out by now that it's actually mountains or a mountain range. Especially after putting the ice caps on, I think they are pretty recognizable at this point. Now I'm going to take that discovery I used in the first piece, which is when you put blue ink over red Sharpie ink, that it turns a very, very dark color that almost looks black. So I am doing that. I am re-outlining all the red lines with the blue, and then I'm doing this really cool kind of psychedelic almost design on the ice caps. Basically, I'm just radiating lines out from a central point here and creating a circle in each. You know, in cartoons or TV shows, I don't know what I'm thinking of exactly, where the glasses are like the 3D glasses look like they're animated. That's what comes to my mind. It just looks like someone is in a trance or hypnotized. It reminds me of someone being hypnotized. After that red design is done, I'm going back in with the blue and creating a little bit more texture and dimension in the mountain range. And I went over those lines a couple more times to make them as dark as possible off camera, but now I'm going back in with the blue and I'm just coloring in everything. All of the rock formation will be turning blue to the bottom of the page. But now let's take a break because Leo has jumped into the open window. I have this open because, as you guys know, I don't care for the smell of Sharpie at all. Normally it gives me headaches, but if you can tell from my voice currently, I actually have some sort of cold or something. I don't know if you can tell, my voice is different. Long story short, I couldn't really smell the ink, but I still wanted to make sure that I had proper ventilation in the room, and don't worry, my cat was not really with me for more than just a few minutes. That was a slightly long tangent, but it gave me time to finish up the blue coloring here. And now you can see that I have brought in some isopropyl alcohol, which is rubbing alcohol. And I'm using a piece of plastic to color on with the marker, and then I'm dipping a paintbrush in the alcohol and I'm going to turn it into paint. So yeah, there's a twist here. I did this because I wanted the mountain range to really stand out and I wanted there to be a light background, but just coloring with the pink marker directly wasn't going to give me the contrast that I wanted. And a pink sky just wasn't what I had envisioned. So I did make a gradient from the pink to the blue, and that's really all there is to explain here. I did kind of debate going in with the pink after this dried and like thought to put in cloud shapes or some sort of like sunset outline, but for now I think it looks finished and I'm pretty happy with it. In the comment section below, be sure to let me know which piece of artwork from this video is your favorite, the bow, the feather, or the mountain range. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and turn bell notifications on so you never miss out. I upload here every single Friday. I hope to see you back. Actually, on Sunday, I'm posting a haul, so get excited for that. Double video week. I'll see you then. Hopefully, bye. Have a great rest of the day.